Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It's going to be on MLG's Tall Dream Altar. Kicking it off this evening in our amateur arena tournament. It is DuH and SPMantis. Protoss versus Zerg. DuH, always a fan favorite. What can I say about this guy? He's phenomenal. Great attitude. Sometimes he gets a little bit troll happy, but that is okay. He's always fairly well-mannered about being a troll, if that makes any sense. And he is going to be our red down here at the bottom left-hand corner. Red Protoss down here in the bottom right. It is Mantis spawning as our blue Zerg. Let me shoot out here to the registered players list real quick and see if we can gather some intel on Mantis. Mantis, where are you, brother? There he is. He is a platinum level player here, so it is platinum versus platinum here in round one. Fairly excited for this. DuH says he wants to win this tournament extremely bad. I don't think he's taken first place quite yet in any of our tournaments, so he has got one coming, he feels like. But he's got some stiff competition out there. In the chat earlier today, we had a couple other guys, Progress being one of them, saying, I am going to win this, man. I'm going to win it. I'm going to take this sucker down. There is a cash prize for first place tonight. It is $5. Not bad for a gold, silver, or a gold platinum tournament. We do have some scouting going on. Looks like DuH going to make his way towards his opponent right here. He does. Ooh, look at that. Mantis does see where he's coming from. I wonder if he's going to go in the correct direction because of that. Where is he headed with that guy? We'll go check on him. Looks like he's headed cross positions first. Kind of interesting. Now, this map does not force cross position spawn, so looks like DuH in position to try and block and expand. Not quite the time for that. Looks like he is going to stay around here for just a moment. And Mantis checking cross positions here with his drone. Back here at DuH's base, we do have a wall off going down in fairly decent time. Gateway in pretty good shape. Does grab his gas, so it looks like to be a standard opener here from DuH, except one thing I do want to mention, looks like DuH is going to be walling off. Now that could strike some people as a little bit strange. He tends to not do that, but tonight he is indeed going to be walling off versus a Zerg player. That's okay, a lot of people do it. Even the pros wall off on occasion, right? We do have a spawning pool going down for Mantis. No expand quite yet. He does have one gas up and running. Looks like Speedlings will be on the way here in just a little while. He does have plenty of gas, and look at that. He cuts gas production like a pro at exactly 100 gas. Got to love the control there from this player. Does grab his metabolic speed boost. It is currently on the way. We're going to see some Speedlings here in just a little while. Looks like this tower is going to be held by DuH. In the meantime, back here at his base, he does have his cybernetic score going down. Looks to be a pretty solid opener, and to be grabbing his second gas early. Notice that we do have one zealot on the way as well as that early gas, so that could mean some serious tech here potentially. Going to get that extra zealot out for defense, always a smart move, or the first zealot out. We'll see if he's going to go straight for Stalker or Sentry it is, so we should see some tech out of him here. Should see some tech. In the meantime, we do have some Lings cruising out across the field. They're going to be nailing that poor probe to the wall. He is now part of the scenery. You can see his dust on the grass there. Poor guy. Poor guy. This circling going to cruise in here. Looks like he's going to just poke around at the wall, see what's going on. We do have these sentries going to be chrono boosted out. And it is just going to be 2 more gates here for DuH, so I may be wrong. Looks like he's just going to go heavy, heavy sentry, which is not a bad deal off of his double gas. Could actually be extremely effective. Back here at Mantis base, we do have his hatchery going down. That nice looking expand. Looks to be about 66% complete. Nope. Do you want me to count exactly? 66. No, now it's 73.5%. 74.5%. I'm just kidding. I'm not really counting that. Cool. It's just guesstimation, if you will. But Mantis here just on his one gas, but he has resumed mining here. And so far, so good. He's going to be injecting larva, and it looks like it's about time for another one, except he's going to go ahead and spread some creep. Connecting the bases here, always a smart play as a Zerg. It really helps you defend, especially in the early stages of the game where queens are so painfully slow off creep, even slower than a Hydra off creep. Isn't that terrible? And you thought nothing was worse than Hydra's off creep. Now you know. Looks like DuH's little wall off here is going pretty well. He's got good chronos going down on his warp gate technology. Should be completed here momentarily, as well as a couple good old-fashioned sentries out on the field. See where he's going to head from here, but no new tech from him. He's just continuing to probe up here, it appears. Alright, and we are going to see a push from DuH. 3 sentries, 4 zealots going to be headed out across the base, as well as an expansion. Oh, it's not a push, never mind. Just an expand. He is not going to be pushing. He is indeed just going to be kicking it here and taking that expand. He did get it down right before the 7-minute mark, so it's actually pretty decent timing there, all things considered. Over here at Mantis Base, we do have double spine crawlers going down for some static D. And an evolution chamber, as well as his roach warren currently out. So that's his new tech. He is going to be going roaches here. Not a bad little deal. That's where he'll probably be spending this gas. And the Evo chamber will probably see some missile attack upgrades from him shortly. Cool. Nice looking play from both of these players. We're kind of in a holding pattern. No early aggression. Both of these guys just kind of macroing up at this point, which is okay. It's a best-of-1 tournament so far up until you get into the semifinals. And you got to play it safe. You got to make it... you got to be careful. You don't want to do something that is high risk, high reward necessarily in a best of 1, because the risk, it can really, really put you down. If they hold it off and you're unable to transition, that means GG, and that means no more tournament play for the evening. At least not in this tournament. I guess there's more tournaments though, huh? But it's always a good consideration. I do like to see people playing fairly safely in their best of 1s, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. Let's just check our units tab. 44 drones right now for Mantis. DuH at 32 probes, a little bit behind, but not by too much. We do have a scouting overlord here for Mantis, going to be cruising in. What is he going to see? Just the 3 gates for now, and he is going to get this. Looks like the scouting overlord is going to pick up a little bit of information, but he is going to die. Too bad. Sacking an overlord there. Notice that Mantis did not get supply block doing it, so he planned that out just right. That's always, always good stuff to do. Well, Till's going to have to wait, so maybe he didn't check in. Sounds like that's probably the case. DuH gearing up to have a pretty large force here. Notice that he does have a pretty sizable supply lead, even though he is behind in the probe count, so he has been on top of his warpins. Notice that Mantis floating a lot of minerals here, as well as a lot of gas, and that's way too much to be floating at this point. So in production, we do see a lot of Ling's. Ling's going to be unable to spend all of this gas, so he's really got to pick, a lot heavier gas play here, I think. Oh, he just spent it. What did he spend it on? Oh, there we go. Mutalisks. That makes sense. Sauce going to disqualify somebody. Mantis, though, with his 3rd base going down in pretty decent time. Looks like DuH going to be cruising out. This is a good-looking force. Here come Lings. Gonna have to see some good force fields. Actually, not really. I mean, that's a big, large force here from DuH, and Mantis going to be slightly behind there with just Lings, especially if good force fields do go down. Notice that DuH going to be reconfiguring his army once those zealots going in first. Don't blame him there. That is going to be extremely effective. Nice looking push here from DuH. Good force fields going down, keeping a lot of these units very, very safe. Obviously, those zealots do have to take the brunt of the damage. They are not useful behind force fields. But man, this push going extremely well for DuH. Mantis, though, beefing up his army. Notice that he is cruised in here, taking out the mineral line with his Mutalisks and doing a phenomenal job of it. And DuH going to have to back out here. DuH in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to get this defense going here. It's quite a few mutas to deal with. Little bit of probe transfer, I guess, type thing. Looks like he's just evacuating them, but here comes the attack, or the defense, I should say. Looks like just barely enough stalkers to hold on here, but DuH really going to have to be careful moving forward. He's down to 17 probes. Got to get him back to mining. That is, oh man, this is painful, painful, painful. These guys are not mining. Oh, a little bit of a misclick there. He was unable to get these guys back to the mineral line, and so he's doing 0 mining right now. Ouch! And here comes a big attack from Mantis. Mantis going to be cruising in with these mutas. He does have +1 complete on these guys, as well as good bunch of lings here. +1 melee on those guys. There we go. We're back to mining here in DuH's base, just in time for them to get slaughtered by these pack of mutas here. A wild pack of mutas appears and does some more damage and backs out immediately. Good stuff. Mantis got great control over these units thus far, so he's really showing a lot of strength here. It looks like Mantis is going to be gearing up for a big, big push. A lot of lings here. Going to be a great, great combination to deal with these sentry stalkers. Actually, mostly the stalkers. The sentries get good force fields down. Obviously, the lings will have a little bit of trouble. But looks like Mantis with this mini mutas, though, is going to be okay. So if he can get lings and mutas attacking these ranged units here at the same time, it is going to be a GG type scenario. Mantis at the ready, trying to cruise around here. DuH trying to keep these guys away from this poor mineral line here. He's getting some mining back at his main here, but he's starting to fall behind very, very quickly. Look at that, 66 supply to 137. And it is about to be go time for Mantis, I think, just about any time here. Flyer Carapace, we've got Corruptors on the way, so maybe going to see some, I don't know, Broodlords? I don't know why he would get Corruptors, I guess, at this point. Maybe just for the corruption, who knows? Maybe he's one of those guys that loves the corruption ability. Won't be tons of them, but perhaps we have found one. We'll see here in just a moment. Infestation Pit going to be on the way. We've got more lings, and DuH trying to make it happen here. He's just pulling together some forces. Looks like he feels it's time to go, go, go. And cruising out to the center of the map, he's going to find a whole slew of Zerglings. Good looking push here. Now DuH's got to be super careful. The thing that he says that he has to do is do enough economic damage here to Mantis to make this a game changer. And it looks like Mantis going to have a nice looking surround here. Should be in phenomenal shape to hold this off. And that is going to put DuH severely behind at this point. I don't know, Sauce. Don't know what to tell you, but it looks like DuH about to be going down. And that is a no fun situation. And here goes your counterattack from Mantis. We are down to 13 supply right now. DuH in absolute dire straits. There's the GG. Good luck in the rest, says DuH. Gives a nice heart. There's the GG from Mantis. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. We will be watching more of Mantis here, hopefully, and we're going to absolutely be missing DuH. Hopefully this was going to be his tournament, but apparently it is not. Round 1, too much to handle. We'll be seeing you guys in our next game, so don't alt-tab, always alt-Starcraft to catch you guys then.